The Greek diet gathered a lot of attention after World War II. Hitler's armies had stripped Greece of its food to feed German soldiers throughout Europe. At least 250,000 Greeks died of starvation. But 3 years later, American scientists who arrived to help rebuild Crete were stunned by what they found. Those who'd survived were in excellent health, thriving on the tiniest portions of local greens and little else. The Greek diet has been painstakingly studied since. So here, what kind of greens?
It's called radiki.
Like
Which is
radicchio?
kind of yes, it's a relative actually of our dandelion greens. They eat it for health purposes.
Right, I mean, I'm noticing greens on just about every table with every meal. In some cases, if you're poor, it's the majority of the meal, right? Greens, potatoes, maybe
A lot of people forage
rust.
in this area. Like my neighbor there in the black, she goes out every day and whatever she finds, she puts in her pot and, you know, comes up for lunch.
More than 1,000 types of greens grow on the hillsides of Crete. Not just a perfect setting, but also a perfect source for a home-cooked meal. Manolis, a former chef, is cooking us lunch.
An all-star showcase of local ingredients made with what's available in everybody's backyard. The bare essentials, what allowed communities to survive in the very hardest and leanest times, and yet good. The end result of a need for resourcefulness, of making the best with what you have, the same engine that drove all great cooking cultures throughout history.
After the greens come the snails, also freshly harvested from the backyard.
Cool that sucker down first, as boiling hot snail guts can hurt. Oh, that is good. I like that.
These are one of the oldest Cretan dishes from our grandmother's time.
Then greens, again, simply prepared with stewed onions and tomatoes.
And finally this, a dish I've never seen before, a dip called staka, made from the butter fat of goat's milk, slowly warmed and thickened with flour.
It'll become like a solid mass and the sides will start to come away from the sides of the pot. He always makes the sign of the cross when he's making this dish, so he has a good result.
Yeah, it's tricky. This basically violates all the basic rules of French gastronomy, I can tell you, putting raw
adding the
flour into the
I was just going to say that, yeah.
This is very different from what I'd expected of Greece. Made from the simplest of ingredients and from the most humble of family recipes. Maybe I'd suffered the cruel yoke of too many indifferently prepared dishes in Greek diners in New York and had come to expect something else. This, however, was a stunningly good meal. So these are the famous greens that make all the Greeks
This is my favorite
long.
dish. Yes, absolutely. Definitely the greens.
Bravo. Bravo.
Good food is worth a little work.
And finally, the staka dip.
Love it. That's outrageously good. An unlikely, rule-breaking, I don't get it dish, which was the revelation of the lot. Absolutely delicious. Good meal.
Yamas.
I hadn't expected this of Greece, to be honest. Not these ingredients, not this spectrum of flavors. It's good. I like it. And the fact that it's simple, straightforward food prepared in a family setting counts for a lot.
From the mountains to the sea, to the picturesque port city of Hania, known for its seafood, of course, yanked daily from the Mediterranean. In these waters, you'll find one of my absolute favorite ingredients on earth, sea urchin. That would be the same thing as uni at the sushi bar or urchin at the French restaurant. I just call it delicious. This guy, Atante, has been a fisherman here in Hania for more than 30 years. His particular area of expertise, finding my spiky little friends.
That's it. That's it. Ah, you drink beer, eh?
Yeah. How about the beer? How are you?
You want to try to eat sea urchin with a lemon?
Yeah, I like it.
To open, eh?
Oh, they're beautiful.
You see the milk now?
Yeah,
This is ready to make baby.
they're ready to make babies. Oh, this is the best time.
Delicious.
Oh, they're really good.
In the restaurant, you put all the eggs there together, oil and lemon.
Nice, that's it.
And put hot bread. Delicious.
That sounds good. Let's do that.
Yes, let's do that at, why, what do we have here? The oh-so-conveniently located Onoria Seaside Tavern. Tante's been supplying seafood here for decades. I smell comp.
I show you.
Show me here.
Like that. And do it like that.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty. Huh. Oh, no, that's good.
Tony, the oil is number one for the people.
Uh-huh.
The Crete oil, bread and oil, no butter.
Enough talk, time to eat. Can we dig in with some grilled octopus, fried cuttlefish, sheep milk cheese on tomato puree, and barley rusk? But for me, it's all about that amazing sea urchin roe. Lots of sea urchin roe, swimming in local olive oil, slathered on bread, smeared on everything. Oh yeah.
Take these pieces, put here.
Ah, right in the sea urchin infused olive oil.
Try.
Oh, it's fantastic. Very soft, very tender.
Yeah.
I should have ouzo with this, shouldn't I?
Yeah, try now one. This is raki.
Oh, this is raki.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm screwed.
Llamas.
Yamas.
Yamas.
Kissing the night goodbye.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it will be soon enough by the time I sober up.
The edible onslaught continues.
Oh, what's that?
Shrimp stewed with feta cheese, grilled fish, fresh squid with lemon, grape leaves stuffed with rice, dill, and onion, and finally, the inevitable greens. And of course, music of a kind.
Falconera, el capitano. Yeah?
Tak jak to masz dzisiaj?
You know what's really great in this show is that I keep drinking raki. We're 7 hours ahead here, right? So when I wake up in the morning to go out to work, nobody in New York is awake. So what I do is I drink around 10 or 12 or 14 shots of this stuff and some of that battery acid wine, and then I go back to my room and I do all my emailing and business. Just put it this way, I made some very inappropriate suggestions to some colleagues.
No Greek, yeah? You speak Greek, yeah?
Only Yasu, Yamas, and Malaka.
Savalas, he say, if you want to speak English,
Right,
you must to think English to speak English.
right.
But if you want to speak with a God, you must learn Greek.
Oh, well. Tell he's speaking to God now.
That is what you say.
You have to love a place where of all the deities, past and present, who looked over this land, it's Savalas, the spirit of Kojak, whose name is invoked. And the first half of my little odyssey, my journey through Crete, comes to a close. From the bustling city of Heraklion, up the mountains of Anoia, to the seaport of Hania.